Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator with HangarControl. And one of the questions that keeps coming up over and over and over is helicopters. So today we're going to see if we can't demystify this mystical, magical, hidden, scary beast and show you guys how we bind helicopters. Stick around. One app designed to do it all. HangarControl brings everything together: control bindings, hardware configuration, mod and profile management, application launching, add-ons, config files, and more, all managed from a single application. Mods Hanger goes beyond just mods and add-ons. It manages profiles, config files, text files, backups, snapshots, and helps keep your community folders clean and organized. Application Hanger launches your entire sim stack with a single click. Your Stream Decks are fully controlled through the HangarControl plugin, while all of your other Stream Deck plugins remain active and available. Built by a simmer for simmers, HangarControl adds new features and hardware support every week based on community feedback. It's a one-time purchase with lifetime updates, no subscriptions. You can try it for free for 5 days with no restrictions at overkillsimulations.com. Just create an account, head to your account page, download the latest version, and get started. And if you're looking for in-depth Microsoft Flight Simulator aircraft tutorials, check out my Patreon site. Links to HangarControl and Patreon are down in the description below. Alright folks, so here we are. We are in my favorite helicopter of all time. That is the UH-1 Huey, and we just happen to be using the one from Taug's Hangar. Now, to be completely 100% honest, I'm not even sure this model is going to work yet. So, worst case scenario, we'll switch to one of the defaults. But first thing that we have to do is deactivate all this crap, because I do everything inside of my product, obviously, because I can't stand anything about the in-game binding menu. I think the menu is clunky. This is one of the big advantages to products like HangarControl, is that you don't have to deal with this. Now, unfortunately, even though, perfect example, this is sort of what pisses me off and why I do this, I have to come in here every time and I have to deactivate these. And I have to come in here and do that every single time I launch it, because Asobo and Microsoft think they know what I want, and every time I relaunch the sim, they turn them all back on. Anyway, so there's that. Let's go ahead and hit save and back. Let's go back to resume. That clears everything out. And now let's just start with some of the things that are pretty simple here. So we're going to go into control bindings. I'm actually going to create a new profile for this one. And we're going to call this one my Huey. I love this helicopter. Absolutely love this helicopter. So we're going to go to choose devices. And let's get right in here. We don't need the Bravo. We don't need the keyboard. Let's see here. We do need the Rotor Plus. We do need my right stick. And for this one, we're also going to need the rudder pedals, just for today. Just the basic controls. Give that a second to save and build the profile. We're also gonna bind this to the aircraft, bound to the Huey. And let's start the service. Go back for a second, make sure that updates. It did. There we go. Tracking perfectly. Okay, so now let's just get right into it. Let's start with our rudder pedals. Always the easiest one to bind, especially in this aircraft. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to reset my pedals. That had nothing to do with HangarControl, thank goodness. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little worried. But anyway, they weren't responding, so I just had to unplug them, plug them back in, and everything's good again. So now let's do this. Usually, I see a lot of people trying to overcomplicate helicopters. Yes, Microsoft Flight Simulator has specific controls for the helicopters. However, you guys would be surprised how seldom you actually need to use them. So first we're just going to come in here and I'm just going to look for rudder. Now, I could be wrong on this one. We've never bound this aircraft before on HangarControl. But we're going to test that out here. So we want rudder axis. Or axis rudder set, excuse me. There we go. We're going to hit OK. Use range, hit OK, save, and I think I stopped the service. I did, because I went to restart. Okay, so those are, oh, there they go. All right, and we're even getting the right directions. Perfect. So again, now let's go ahead and take a look at the cyclic. The cyclic, again, most people, they look for the cyclic, they look for rotor pitch and all that. Usually, guys, elevator and aileron works. So let me get my covers off. That would probably be helpful. I have the covers on all my controls still. That usually makes a difference. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back. And in here. There we go. Oh, that was it. Okay. Alright, I don't know why. This is the lift guard. The trigger, if you will. So I still have my Mongoose on this particular build. And it's really weird. There's a trigger guard that acts as a second trigger. So I flip it down, you can see 28 goes off, and then if I squeeze that, we get 20, right? But for some reason when I flip it up, it always pulses. I don't know, it's done that since the day I bought it. Anyway, what am I looking for? Oh yeah, same thing here. So let's go ailerons. It's gonna drive me nuts. Let me flip that back down. It was distracting me. Go to pick. And again, this is the case with, I would say, most helicopters. I know, like, even for, like, the, what is it, the Cabri? It's the same thing. Anything that's on a center axis is how we determine that. So, rudders, elevators, ailerons, all those, you want to have the word axis in front of it. Save. Alright, now the one thing I am noticing that needs to be inverted. I've noticed that a lot with Virpil products. With my Virpil stuff, I almost always have to invert. That's why I was shocked I didn't with the rudder pedals. I was shocked. I almost always do. Alright, so there's left. And same thing. Don't overcomplicate things just because it has a word that you're looking for. It's like I notice people a lot, especially with things like the G1000 too. That's another one. People are always looking for the G1000 controls, G1000 controls. Most of the G1000 controls, unless you're talking about like the individual buttons that are specific to the G1000, like the soft keys, the, 10 soft keys down at the bottom. But most of the other things, your barometric pressure, altitude, all that jazz, most of them, you don't need it. You just use the standard SimConnect stuff, and you'll change the value you're wanting to change. All right, so there we go. I'm sure we're going to have to invert that too. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so now we have our torque pedals. And we have our cyclic. So now the last piece here is throttle. So let me do that now. I got to uncover my throttle and collective. It's got a cover on it too. Everything has a cover on it here. I live in the desert. The joys of being in Tucson. You'll dust today and tomorrow. Everything's got a nice coat of dust on it all over again. Okay, so now let's go into our VPC. Rotor Plus. You can see there's a theme here. It's Virpil today. And let's see what we got. So first, I'm just going to try the throttle. And we'll see what that gives us. It will either adjust the throttle RPM, or it will adjust the throttle. Or the collective. Excuse me, not the throttle. So what is it? Throttle. Nope. Learn how to spell. Throttle set. Okay, use axis. Okay, how much you want to bet I have to invert it? Yep, so exactly what I told you guys. And that one actually is correct. So now for the actual throttle, this really just depends on the developer and how they did it. But I can often find it either, sometimes it's on pitch, and I've seen it on mixture. And sometimes they don't bind it at all. But if we don't see it, we'll enable the development mode and we'll check the tool's behaviors. So let's see here. Let's check prop. It's not axis. It's prop, pitch. Where are you? Come on, getting close. Set. Let's try that one first. Use axis, axis range, set. And sometimes I find that, let's see, let's just crack it first. Okay, so it's not that. So I'm going to try mixture. Oops. And if that doesn't work, we will use the tools. This can be hard to find, I'm not going to lie. Sometimes that can be tricky. That really depends. But as far as your basic controls like we just did, 99% of the time, I think I've ran into maybe 1 or 2 helicopters ever where that didn't work. So I want to stress that. Don't overthink helicopters. Just because it says helicopter in it, you got to remember how long it was until the helicopter specific controls even came out. You know what I mean? So yeah, all right, so that's still not working. I'm making sure it's not locked. Yeah, that's still not set. All right, so let's go ahead and try the dev mode. So go to escape, go to settings. Let's do our advanced options. And I didn't bind this beforehand on purpose. I wanted you guys also to see how I troubleshoot, how I find things that I can't necessarily look for or track down on my own. Sorry guys, my brain's a little fried, I'm not gonna lie. Been a long day. Let's go tools, behaviors. That goofy axis or freezing thing that HangarControl was doing really beat the hell out of me for a while, but boy am I glad we got that one nailed down. That one was scaring me. Alright, Control G. So let's see what it's got. Look, it's even got the input events right there. Let's see what it's using. So this is using helicopter engine, so that's fine. So let's come back over here. But like, so there it is though. Helicopter engine throttle. So let's come in here. Oop, pick. So in this case, we're just going to look for the full word helicopter. And if it's a B event, we will address it then. But I don't think it is. Helicopter engine 1. Governor. What were the other options? Oh, that was the other one too. Helicopter throttle 1 set. Helicopter throttle 1 set. There it is. You guys can see it right there in the blue. Right there. Okay. So now let's try that. See how that works. Although I'm still not getting anything. I gotta... That part's interesting. Should be. I was hoping that was going to use the Sim Connect event, and like I said, this is why we're doing this like this. There's also this one, Sim Variable, that we might be able to use. But let's try this. I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy to clipboard. I'm going to highlight that, Control A to copy everything, and paste in. And try saving that. That is a B event, so let's see. Yep, alright. So when that doesn't work, we're going to get our colon, or our B and colon in there, indicating the B event. Save again. And there it goes. Look at that. So, couple tries, but we got it. You know, and that's what all I want you guys to do is recognize that, you know, don't overthink them. Don't overthink them to the point where it drives you crazy. Like, I see so many people like losing their minds over it and trying to find the, because it says the word helicopter. Don't do that to yourself. It's just not worth it. It's not. Alright, but the cool thing is, what we can do while we're here, now I wish I had my other grip on. I have the Apache grip, and that doesn't really work with this, what I'm looking for, but let's see here. Should be that guy right there. Let's mouse over, let's see what that is. Control G. I don't think that's what I wanted. That's the starter switch. Alright, yes, it should be the starter switch. No, don't do that. Alright, well, we're just going to fly for a minute. Buttons and things like that can come later. I want to fly. I haven't flown a helicopter in so long. Let's see if I remember how to do this. You know what? Actually, I'm not even going to do that. I want to fly it. Although we'll shut that up. This is by far my favorite module when I fly DCS. Alright, feels like we're ready to fly. It's been a very long time since I've flown a helicopter. This could be really rough for us, no promises. Ooh! Guarantee that made somebody poop their pants other than me. Oh, rusty. Super rusty. Super rusty. There we go. We're airborne. The biggest thing that I wanted to show you guys in this video was just don't overthink things to the point where you think you don't have it. You know, give yourself a chance to recognize that remember the sim was built before helicopters were really, you know, a thing in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, it comes all the way back to the 2020 days. And like I said, I say that a lot, like I said, I'm sorry. But as I was saying, come on, I'm getting nervous, sorry. Even the Cabri G2 and most of the default helicopters in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the only one that we needed there was the B event for the engine throttles. Oh wow, they even got the Lisa Frank building. Look at that. I really hope there's an updated version of this Taug's hangar UH-1, because I can tell there's some goofy performance with it. It is a little weird. I hate all these melted sceneries. You really spoil it down low for helicopters. I can tell you right now, Tucson doesn't have that many trees, folks. No matter how bad you wish. It's got trees, not that many. Before anyone argues with me, I live here and I've lived here for 42 years. Well, that building's pretty close. I will say that some of the building rendering has gotten better. It's a lot easier to identify things. Another little tip on flying helicopters: once you get your controls bound, less is more. On the cyclic. Gentle touches. Gentle touches. Like, I'm not even doing a full grip on my cyclic. I'm flying with my fingertips. I have the lightest grip. If I was holding a bottle of water, it would fall out of my hands. It's a tip I've used plenty times. If you can hold on to a bottle of water when flying a helicopter, you're doing it wrong. This thing is so cool. I will say I think that DCS still has the best helicopter models as far as flight modeling. That guy's having a bad day. Someone should call his family. Look at that though, we're getting a pretty good rotation here. Look at that! We are literally nose on him! We're holding a nose on, that's so cool. Oh, why can't this thing have guns? I'm just kidding, I'm sorry. I mean, gosh, I really hope somebody helps this poor person. He's been going to Walgreens for 28 minutes. Still out front. Okay. Nose orbiting for me has always been super hard. I'm kind of impressed that it's working this well. Like I said, I know the... Oh, there's the like I said again. I know the flight modeling in the Taug's hangar. Whoa, UH-1 probably isn't up to date these days. I need to download a new copy of it, but... still an amazing helicopter. There's another guy having trouble. There he is. too close to orbit him correctly. Alright, let's go land it and wrap this one up. I hope this answered most of you guys' questions. I hope most of you, honestly, if you were in it for the tutorial, have already moved on and are enjoying a helicopter flight. But if not, like I said, now I can't stop saying it. Don't overthink it, guys. Don't overthink it. Hey, is that Sunnyside? Yep, Sunnyside High School, the Blue Devils. Which means the middle school is right there. There's Sierra Middle School. Which means we'll go over near where I grew up. I'll fly over my house. I'm not going to point it out to you guys, but I'll fly over it. Well, my parents' house where I grew up. So let's see here. That should be Drexel. Which means we should see, there's the grocery store, Desert Shadows Park, a lot of memories in that park if you catch my drift. Anyway. Let's see here, where are you? Where is it? Where am I? Oh, there it is. Yeah, cool. Let's land in my old park, shall we? Uh-oh. Nope. Let's try that again. Okay, that guy had legitimate reason to lose his mind. He's got a helicopter acting like he's drunk. There we go. Come on, baby. Stop. Oof. Like dropping a piano, but we got it down. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget, if you guys are interested in trying out HangarControl 5-day free unrestricted trial, overkillsimulations.com. Make sure you go to the website first, create an account, then hit the account button in the top right, then hit the red download HangarControl button on the account page, and enjoy your experience. Of course, join the Discord if you guys have any questions, concerns, problems, or issues. Guys, I am active every single day in the Discord. You will talk to me directly. I promise at some point if you have a problem, at the very least you will be aware that I'm aware of your problem and working on it. As always, folks, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.